First and foremost is allowing a search and seizure at your home. A police officer comes and knocks on the door, wants to enter the house, and wants you to consent to a search of your house. Um, Police officers not supposed to search a house without a warrant. And so one of the common mistakes that I see that people make is consenting to a search, letting the police officer search without a warrant. You have the right to uh, not demand a warrant, but at least tell the police officer that they can't search, which at that point will require them to get a warrant. And so make them get a warrant. Consenting to a search is generally not a good idea. Whether or not it's your home, your house, your luggage, doesn't matter. Don't consent to a search. Another big mistake is giving a voluntary statement. You do not have to give a statement. You have the right to remain silent. They tell you that when you've been arrested. It's a great idea to exercise that right. Another mistake I see that people make is not being courteous with the police. Just because they have pulled you over or performing an investigation doesn't mean that you need to be not courteous or rude. All you're doing by doing that is escalating the situation, and it's not a good idea to escalate the situation with the police. It can get out of hand, and you can be injured, potentially shot. So it's always a good idea to be courteous with the police. If you see that they're doing something that potentially is unlawful, that's not the time to raise the issue with the police. Let your lawyer know that, and let your lawyer raise that issue in court. Bringing it up and confronting the police with it is not going to get you anywhere. Another thing that I see that clients do that is a big mistake is resist arrest. Do not resist arrest. If a police officer is going to place you under arrest, submit to the arrest. If it's an unlawful arrest, we'll deal with it later. If it's an unlawful arrest, you could potentially bring a civil action later. Again, that's not the time to address an unlawful arrest while you're being arrested. Do not resist. You can always bring it up later. Another common mistake is voluntarily giving samples of your blood, your breath, your saliva, blood used to detect alcohol, breath, submitting a breathalyzer sample. Don't have to give these things. Police officers in most cases would have to get a warrant. You don't have to voluntarily give it, so don't. Another mistake I see is people submitting to a polygraph test. Polygraph tests are not reliable. If they were reliable, we'd use them in court. They're not admissible in court because they're not reliable. So if a police officer asks you to submit to a polygraph test, don't submit. Another mistake that people make is not telling their lawyers all the facts. We're not going to make a judgment about you based on what you tell us. Okay, we've seen it all, we've heard it all. We don't judge people. Those of us that do this kind of work, we don't judge people. We're here to help you. But I can't help you if you don't tell us all of the facts. You're not doing yourself any good by withholding facts from your lawyer. If we know about the facts, we can deal with them. We get in a bind when we don't know the facts, and the facts hit us without us having any knowledge about it because we haven't been able to prepare for it. So always tell your lawyer all of the facts. And then finally, the other big mistake that people make is choosing a lawyer that is not a specialist in criminal defense law. Okay, 95% of my practice has been and is now criminal defense work. I've been practicing for 21 years, and it's really all the work that I do. When you're accused of a crime, it's not the time to go hire your best friend's divorce lawyer, to make a call on your behalf. You need somebody that knows what they're doing. Don't bring in a real estate lawyer. Don't bring in a personal injury lawyer. You need a lawyer that knows the criminal justice system, knows the prosecutors that are prosecuting your case, and really knows how to try a criminal jury trial, because most offenses in the state of Louisiana, if the case goes from the beginning till the very end, well, the very end is a jury trial, and so you want someone very experienced in being able to try a trial in front of a jury.